Hello friends, welcome to Infinity for All. Today we will continue with our syllabus of Unit 2, that is line integrals. Now we will see the second fundamental theorem of calculus for line integrals. Earlier we have studied the definitions of conservative field and also gradient field. So in this video we will see the statement and proof of the second fundamental theorem of calculus for line integrals. The statement says let f be continuously differentiable scalar field defined on an open set capital U in Rn. Suppose capital P and capital Q are 2 points of capital U that can be connected by piecewise smooth curve C lying in capital U, then prove that line integral of dabba f d gamma over C is equal to capital f of capital Q minus f of capital P. Now here there are few things to keep in mind. That is, small f is continuously differentiable scalar field, okay, and it is defined on the open set capital U or the domain also. And P and Q are the 2 points or starting and ending points of the smooth curve C, and you know what we have to prove. Let us begin. Second fundamental theorem of calculus for line integrals. Proof. C is a curve joining point P and Q in capital U. This is the diagram that shows a smooth curve gamma having parameterization gamma from P to Q in U. So let gamma from A comma B to Rn be a parameterization of the curve C such that gamma of A is equal to P and gamma of B is equal to Q. So there are two cases. First case says that it is a single path. P to Q is a single path. So assume gamma is a smooth curve, but as we have taken gamma as the parameterization the curve C, so let us just write that assume gamma is smooth. No need to write curve. So assume gamma is smooth on interval AB, that is the domain for gamma. Let us consider what we have to prove. So consider left hand side of what we have to prove. That says line integral of dabba f d gamma over the curve C. Okay. First let us write down somewhere what we have to prove, so it helps us. Line integral of dabba f d gamma over C is equal to f of capital Q minus f of capital P. Okay, so we have considered the left hand side, but there's a small change that will help us solve the proof. That says but line integral of C dabba f of d gamma is equal to line integral of C capital F d gamma. Now why is this so? Because in the definition of gradient field in the previous theorem we know that small f is the potential function of the function capital F. So though small f is a scalar field, capital F is a vector field, and hence we will use the formula for line integral of vector field. Let us first write down a reason for this. That is, small f is the potential function of the function capital F. The function capital F, small f. Okay. So now we will write line integral formula for a vector field capital F, but we know that capital F is equal to dabba of f. So we will use dabba of f instead of f and write definition of line integral for a vector field. Let us write the left hand side first. That is, line integral of dA by f d gamma over c is equal to integration from a to b. Since gamma goes from a to b, so integration from a to b. Now instead of capital F, we are using dA by f. So it is inner product of dA by f of the parameterization is gamma of t. So dA by f of gamma of t, comma gamma dash of t dt. Let us name this as equation 1. Now we will make a small change that will make it simpler for us to solve the proof. So we define a function small g with the same domain, that is domain from a comma b to r, as g of t is equal to f of gamma of t. Therefore, now we will use chain rule to find derivative of g of t. So by chain rule, g dash of t is equal to f dash of gamma of t and gamma dash t. Okay. Abhi we can use dA by f in place of f dash. So dA by f of gamma of t, gamma dash of t. This is because both give us derivatives. This is similar to the inner product, the terms of inner product. So comparing, or from 1 and 2, we can say that line integral of dA by f d gamma over c is equal to integration from a to b g dash of t. This is what we have found out in 2 dt. So new integration and derivation or derivative neutralize each other and we get g of b minus g of a, or this can also be named as fundamental theorem of calculus. Let us write down the reason. Fundamental theorem of calculus. Okay, so line integral of dA of f d gamma over c is equal to f of gamma of b minus f of gamma of a, because g of t is equal to f of gamma of t. So g of b will be f of gamma of b and g of a will be f of gamma of a. But gamma of a has the value p and gamma of b has the value q. So it will become f of q minus f of p, f of q minus f of p. This is what we had to prove. So therefore line integral over c dA of f d gamma is equal to f of q minus f of p. Now this was the first case where gamma was a single smooth path from p to q. Now we will consider case 2. Case 2 says that assume gamma is a piecewise smooth parameterization. So we will write assume gamma is a piecewise and smooth. Okay. Let us draw a small representation. Now we have to break the curve gamma. So we will plot few points first and join them. Okay, so let us name the last point as q having the value gamma of tr. So the curve before that will have the name gamma tr minus 1, or the point. The first point is p of gamma of t naught, and the second will be gamma of t1, gamma of t2, so on till gamma tr minus 1 and gamma tr. The domain is u. So now let us write it down in words. We partition the entire path from point P to Q such that each sub path is smooth. Okay, so though we have divided the whole curve into smaller parts, each path is smooth. So now let us consider the left hand side of the equation that we have to prove. So it says line integral of dabba f d gamma over c. Now let us split it. So it gives us gamma of t naught till gamma of t1. Line integral or integration from gamma t naught to gamma t1 dabba f plus integration gamma t1 to gamma t2 dabba f plus so on till integration gamma tr minus 1 to gamma tr dabba f. Let us write this in a compact form. So we can say that summation from k is equal to 1 to r integration from gamma tk minus 1 and gamma tk, right? Substituting the values of k will give us the equation above, dabba f as it is. So now summation from k is equal to 1 to r integration from gamma of tk minus 1 gamma of tk dabba f. We are just rewriting it. Abhi we will solve the integration first. So let the summation be as it is, summation k from 1 to r. The integration will give us f of gamma of t k minus f of gamma of tk minus 1. Since gamma tk minus 1 is lower limit and gamma tk is upper limit, and dabba of f can also be written as f of the limit. So now applying the summation gives us, take each value of k. So f of gamma of t1 minus f of gamma of t naught plus f of gamma of t2 minus f of gamma of t1 plus so on till f of gamma of tr minus f of gamma of tr minus 1. Now here we will notice one thing, that there is no positive term for f of gamma of t naught and no negative term for f of gamma of tr. Rest all terms have one positive and one negative term. According to the summation, we have found these values for substituting values of k as 1, so we get corresponding values for t k minus 1. So gamma of t2 will get cancelled with minus of the same term, and whatever remains after the cancellation is minus gamma of T naught plus gamma of T r minus 1 also gets cancelled. So whatever remains is f of gamma of T r. But we know that gamma of T naught is P. This is what we have shown in the diagram. And gamma of Tr is Q. So the value will be minus f of P plus f of Q. Now here we can rearrange the term there and there itself so that the proof gets one step less. So we can write as f of gamma of Tr, rearranging the terms, minus f of gamma of T naught, and then replace it. So we get f of capital Q minus f of capital P. Whereas here we'll need one more step to rearrange. That gives us f of Q minus f of P. So this is what the right hand side is that we have to prove in second fundamental theorem of calculus for line integrals, right? We have written it there. So we will write it down. Line integral of da by f d gamma over the curve C is equal to f of Q minus f of P. Now in case 1 also we have proved it, and in case 2 also we have proved it. So we will write in both the cases line integral of da by f d gamma over C is equal to is equal to f of Q minus f of P. This is what we had to prove. So hence proved. That's it. Thanks for watching this video. Please do like, comment, share and subscribe. Do not forget to subscribe if you haven't done it yet. Share it to your friends and comment if you have any doubts. Keep watching, keep learning.